Hi, good morning. Welcome to another session on ICT. So I hope you slept well. I hope you had a great day, and I hope I still wish you best day ahead. Okay, quickly, I'm going to kick off with our class this morning, and I just hope that you'd enjoy it. Okay, so I just hope you enjoy. So let me just share my screen with us, and we're good to go. Okay, so on today's in today's class, we are going to be looking at our learning objectives once again. I told you it's very important that we look at it together. So we're going to be looking at our learning objectives. Now, one of them is working with the formulas in Excel, inserting tables into the cell, printing Excel spreadsheet. So I hope we'll be able to achieve this at the end of today's class. Okay, and then we're looking at, I would always want us to play a quick game. So let's go. We're going to play a quick game based on what we've done on Excel last time. So let's go. The first one says a worksheet. Now you're expected to just note down your answers, and at the end, I'm going to give you the answers correctly, the correct answers. A worksheet is also called what? What do you call a worksheet? 2. Hot F. Alt plus F is used to do what in Excel. 3. The cell in Excel with a dark boundary around it is called what? 4. A formula always starts with an dash sign in Excel. What formula must you start with in Excel application? Number 5. Control plus End key is used to do what in the worksheet? What does it do to the worksheet? And then Microsoft Excel document is called dash. Okay, so I'll give us like 10 seconds to get that done, and then we're good to go. So let's go. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Voila. So let's see our answers. Now, number 1, a worksheet is also called a spreadsheet. Hot plus F4 is used to close an Excel document. The cell in Excel with the dark boundary is called an active cell. And a formula in Excel must always start with the equal to sign. Control plus N key takes you to the end of the page or to the last page in your document. And then Microsoft Excel document is always called a worksheet. Okay, so thank you for that round. Now we're going to start fully on what we're supposed to do today, which is working with Microsoft Excel. Now, how to add table. We're going to be looking at how to add table to spreadsheets. Now, we're going to be following this today when we start our practical section. We're going to work on this, following these steps to be able to insert our tables. But remember, every worksheet, every Microsoft Excel document also have what we call page orientation. And the page orientation is simply how the document looks like, how you want the page to fit in. And we only have 2 of them, which is the landscape and the portrait. So the landscape is how, just let's say horizontal, while the portrait is vertical. You have to choose. And how do you do that? Just go to your page layout, and then you see orientation. You choose the orientation that you want, and immediately it applies to the page. Okay, and then we're going to look at how I'm able to add a table to my spreadsheet. So I'm going to do that later in our practical session. Now, we are going to be working on multiplication and division in Microsoft Excel. We are going to do that. I'm going to show you how to do that. But before we go to that practical immediately, let's quickly look at, I'm also going to be showing you how to print the worksheet. How to print the worksheet. So I will show us how to print the worksheet at the end of the day, and then we are good to go. So quickly, before I give us our assignment, or before we even go to the whatever we're going to do next, let's quickly look at the practical section. Let's have a practical session. So quickly, I'm going to share us another screen on Excel. So I would like for us to please pay attention. You can pause the video in between to get your computers and get it started. We say quickly, this is ICCServe store. Now, ICCServe is let's say it's a store that sells all kind of products, computer products, sells computer books, sells computer softwares. So right now, I've been able to look at, do the the cost price, the selling price based on the previous classes. Now, we're going to be looking at the total for this. We've looked at the total, we've done addition, we've done subtraction, but then I'll just do a brief revision on the subtraction part. Now, this is my cost price and my selling price. Now, for me to know my profit, I would have to be able to deduct my cost price from my selling price. Now, how do I do that? Remember, in our revision, I said, for you to be able to start with your formulas, you need to start with an equal to sign. So I'll start with my equal to sign, and then I have to identify that particular cell. This cell is C3. So I click on C3 minus. The next cell is B3. I click on B3, and then I press my enter. I get my answer. I start again my equal to sign. You select this cell minus the next cell. You press enter. You select again, but you must put your equal to sign first. You press this cell. You click on this cell minus this cell. Sorry, I click on this cell, then minus this cell. Enter. I do the same thing, my equal to sign again. I click on the cell I want to subtract. I put my minus sign. Then the cell I want to be subtracted, I want to subtract it from. Enter. I do the same thing again, my equal to sign. This cell minus this cell. Now, enter. I want to calculate the total profit. All I need to do is click and drag like we've done the last time, and you could do your auto sum. I'm done with it. So once I'm done, that's the total of this. I come to my unit sold. Now, my unit sold, we got to the let's say Mr. Kunle came to the store, and Mr. Kunle bought all this from ICCSF store. But then we discovered that Mr. Kunle decided to buy 5 of each of these products, 6 of these products, 7 of this. So he bought 5 books. Now the cost price of these books is 1,000 naira. And the selling price is 1,500. So how much is he going to pay for the books? All I need to do is just come here and multiply it. How do I do that? My equal to sign, like I said, first, sorry, my equal to sign, and I say this cell multiplied. How do you get a multiplication table? Now in Excel does not use X, like X as your multiplication sign. No, Excel uses asterisk. So anytime you're doing that, you must look for your asterisk, which is shift number 8 gives you asterisk. So wherever you find your asterisk on your keyboard, just click on shift plus that, and you get your asterisk. So I have my asterisk. So I'm saying that this quantity sold here multiplied by the selling price of the books, and I press enter. You can see I've gotten that what Mr. Kunle bought that book from. I'll do the same thing again. This cell, shift my 8, number 8, and I press what I'm multiplying it with, and that is what he paid for that particular product. The same thing goes again. This cell multiply. That's my asterisk. Do not forget, you don't look for times. It is asterisk. The computer recognizes asterisk as multiplication sign. Okay, so I get it going. Beautiful. Now my last product, how much did he pay for it? My number 9 multiplied by my 1,000. If it's, you already know it's 9,000. So let's see. Poof, 9,000. Now let's calculate the total of what was sold by the store and the total of what Mr. Kunle is going to pay for this product. He's going to be paying 94,900. Now always remember, when you're calculating with your Excel, you don't need to add a Naira sign. No, it's going to be an error because the computer would only see the number. So it is when you finish, when you're done, you can decide to add your Naira sign before you print it out. Okay, now for this is my total. Now I want to look at division aspect. I've been able to look at the multiplication aspect. Let's say I want to get the average profits made by this company. How do I get that average? Remember, when you're calculating average is the total number you want to calculate divided by how many those items are. So let's say here you've seen I've written, I'm supposed to calculate the average profit. All I need to do is just come here, this cells here, the total of these cells, first of all. So what is the total? The total has been given to me, which is 38,000. So I can say equal to here, and my average is going to be the total of all my profits slash is what is used in computer, not the one you do division and then there's dot. No, here the slash is what is used as a division sign in computer generally. So I'm going to say slash. Now let's count how many products are we talking about here? Or how many profit are we talking about? How much profit? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I put 5. Once I do this, I press enter. It gives me my answer. So the average profit, the average amount of profit that the company is going to make from these, just from this particular one, is 760 naira. Now, if I want to do the same thing for the average profit for what was for the total, what was sold totally, I'll come here equal to again. I'll look for my total. What's my total? It is here. I'll click on that cell. Slash how many again? I think there are 5 of them divided by 5. What is my answer? 18,980 naira. So this is just how you calculate your multiplication and division. Now I want to add another thing to it. Like I told you earlier, we can add a table to this. How do I add a table to my spreadsheet? All I need to do is come here, click and drag all that you want to do. Now once you click and drag, you would come to your insert. Now when you click on insert, these are things you can insert to this particular table. These are things that you can do. These are charts. You can insert charts, you can insert table. Now if I click on table, it will come up and ask me, where is the data for your table? These are the data. These that I've highlighted, that is what is showing here. All I need to do is just click on OK. Can you see that? Now, there is an error. Let me go back, undo it. Now, when I clicked on table, it's asking me, my table has headers. Can you see that my table should have headers? If I say OK, I'll click OK. Now, if you look at it now, my ICCSF store is now part of a header. You can see that now. It's now part of the header. I can decide not to make it as part of the header. That means I will not highlight it from the beginning. So let me do that again. I can just come here and then I click on this so that I don't add that store part of the table, and then I click OK. You see immediately it tells me this is my ICC store. Then these are the products, the cost price, the selling price, the profit, the quantity sold, and the total sold. Now, having done this, I can as well convert this again to a chart. How do I do that? First of all, like I said, you have to do what? Highlight it. Once you highlight it, you come to insert again, or you click on this. You can see this small, this is called quick analysis. So once you click on it, you can see what you can do to it. You can change it to a bar. You can see how it looks like now. You can see, you can change it to a color, whichever one. Or I want to do a chart. So once I click on chart, I can choose. You can see the way to come out. Here, I've not clicked on it, but I'm just moving my mouse on top of the type of chart I want. Now, this will tell me, I'll be the one to choose what kind of chart do I want it to be. What kind of chart do I want it to look like? So under the clustered column, you can see all the things that have to do with books, and it will give you the color, we call it key. Now that key or the color that gives you those keys, just to tell you what each color represents. That's like a key to guide you to understanding the chart. So once I click on this, immediately you can see the chart, my table still remains, and I still see the chart. So you can go around it, even if you want to, you can see I've changed the chart design. I can do that here. Change even the table. You can change the table the way you want this table to do. All you need to do is click, highlight it again. Just click, you will see here, table design. Here, you get to see the way you design your table, anyhow you want it. If you want your table like this, perfect. You can see I've done that. Now I want to print this out. How do I print it out? You come to File, and you click on Print, and immediately connect you to the printer, and you print what? Now you discover that your chart is not showing because the chart has gone into another page. All you need to do is bring this chart here. Now the same thing with this ruler, you can just expand it. Let's see. Okay, sorry, it is cool like this. Beautiful. Now, and then I click on my print again. Print, and you get to see, you can see now my chart is showing. You can see that my chart, why is my chart showing? Because that is where I have what I want to print. I can just click on the page generally, and then I say print. Now you get to have everything. So if you only want to print one particular thing, all you need to do is just click on it, and it shows that you want to print it. So I believe that I've been able to show you how you can print. Let me just save my work, and it is saved on my computer system. Now, I'm going to go back to the previous slide. I'm going to go back to our previous slide, so because we have an assignment we're going to do. Now, the assignment is that we should, okay, that's the assignment. The assignment here is that using the internet, search for the COVID-19 test analysis, result analysis. Now, in the COVID-19, you have to state the number of active cases, state the number of recovered cases, and state the number of death cases. Now, you have to do that in a table. You convert it into a table, and you also convert it into a chart. That's what you're supposed to do. So you convert it to a chart using Microsoft Excel. Do you understand? So I want us to quickly get that done, and then we'll get to see it at the other side. And now, if you want to have more things to do on Excel, there are lots of things you can achieve with your Excel. Just go to www.impix.net. You get to see more exercises that you can do on Excel. Thank you very much, and I hope you've enjoyed today's class. Stay tuned, and don't forget to always do what? Always like the channel and subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye.